Hi friends, welcome back to the Lavender Lounge, and boy do I have some explaining to do. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, grab a snack. This is just gonna be a little yap, catch up, and a little combo between us while I build this super cozy, realistic, lived-in family home. I was actually filming this in the fall, and so it's sort of supposed to be like an autumnal themed build. So there is like a pumpkin on the front porch at the end, but at the end of the day, it's really just a family home. So even though it's now like negative 15 degrees where I live and dumping snow, enjoy a fall build. If you're not a winter person, then maybe you'll enjoy this little this little autumnal moment I'm giving you. So yeah, in the last few months or so, I had started the Whimsy Stories challenge, and I was having a wonderful time. That seemed to be the challenge that really brought like a lot of people, not a lot, I'm a small channel, but like people were coming to the channel to watch this series that I had started, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm like so excited to get back to it. But after the last, not really even the last video I posted, but the video before that, just like a series of events, life was lifing. I got extremely sick. So like this was like early, like during fall, I got extremely sick. Then we went out of town, and I got like sicker. And then we came back, and I was gonna like get back into the, swing of things, filming, whatever. And then I got sick again. And then we went out of town again. And every time we came back into town, like, it was like, well, I don't have time to film and edit and post before like another thing is going on. I don't know. My boyfriend and my friends and I, we go to a lot of music festivals, and not a lot, but like we go to 2 a year, and we always do kind of the same things every year. So end of year things are just a little bit overwhelming timing wise. So that made me really sad that I haven't been able to not only post, but I literally have not turned on the game. And I think I want to say 2 months, but that doesn't feel right. Probably a little under 2 months, but I have not played this game like for myself or for the purposes of editing or filming or whatever in so long. So yesterday, which today it's December 15th for me. So yesterday I updated all my mods, did the most recent patch update. Of course, put in all, like, I don't know what that sound was. Of course, put in all of the new custom content and stuff that has come out since I took, I guess, what I'm going to call a hiatus. And yeah, I'm just feeling excited to play again. When I was building this house, I was like obsessed with the idea of just creating this super lived in and realistically cluttered home, which is definitely my style of building. But I don't think I've ever done it like on this channel per se. So we haven't moved inside yet, but trust me when I say like it is cluttered. So I will get into kind of the story of this house. It's not like, oh, here are the pumpkins I was telling you about. So the story is, I don't really have a full story, but essentially I have a family home built here for a single mom of a teenager. In my head, the teenager is maybe like 14, 15, definitely not like 16 or 17. Like I feel like she's a teenager, but she's still like pretty youthful. And then she also has a toddler, and they're both girls. And I haven't come up with why she's single and yet, but I do know that both the kiddos have different dads. And so I should explain, the reason I'm coming up with the storyline is because this is in my save file. And originally when I started this build, it was just because I saw a house on Pinterest that I really wanted to recreate. It was, what you see here, like kind of a half A-frame brick style home, almost like cottage shaped. I really wanted to recreate that. And then as I started like doing the layout and deciding like what each room was going to be, I kind of just like fell in love with, like, I don't know, I just like feel like this is like a house you would actually see. So you'll see as I go on, but you know, there's stuff everywhere. It's kind of like, I was watching Just Nora Gaming yesterday, and she explained it really well. She was saying that some people ask her how she clutters and how she decides what goes in and why you place things in certain areas. And she explained it so well, because like she does it the same way I do, where like I first decorate an area as if, you know, it's when they first moved in. So, you know, you'll put something nice down, you know, you buy nice furniture, you put your pillows, your plants, your decorative books, your mirrors, whatever it may be. But then over time, as you know, you live life, things just kind of accumulate, you know, like here, packages get, you know, set down, pillows get shifted to the side, shoes don't always make it on the shoe rack, you know, they might be scattered around. Boxes of tissues might end up in rooms where you wish there weren't boxes of tissues as decoration. So that's kind of my method of cluttering and decorating, and I just thought it was cool that she explained it in the same way, or in a similar way that I do it. So yeah, while I was building this, I was just really like in love with the layout and the fact that I made one of the rooms, oops, sorry if you heard that. The fact that I made one of the rooms for 2 kiddos, but like at vastly different ages. Like imagine, we haven't gotten there yet. It's the toddler and the teenage girl, like they share a room. Like imagine that being your life. Like if you were, you know, 15-ish, you know, you're like, you know, starting to develop crushes and you're starting to really like care about your friends, and who you are as a person is becoming more pronounced. And then like you have to share a room with your, like, I don't know, 3 or 4-year-old sister. Like that would just really suck. So I love the story of that. So then that birthed this going into my save file. I haven't talked about my save file much, I do not think, on this channel. It's nothing crazy. I mean, I haven't really done anything crazy yet, except for place a few like community lots from creators that I know I want in there, and then like placing different builds that I've already done in. So I'm not really sure if it's something I'm gonna share, like allow someone like you guys to download, or if I'm just gonna randomly place builds and things that I do on my channel as a video. But anyways, here, as you can see, I am working on the living room, which took me a little bit to figure out the layout, because I knew I wanted to fit in this big square coffee table from, I believe, Cats and Dogs, because it has like books and games like already on the item. And that's kind of the look I was going for around the entire house. My favorite part of this house is the little section you'll see me do here soon, on either side of like the couch and chairs. So like in this corner where I put that bookcase and toy box, and then on the other side of the living room I do like a desk and a little shelving like toy area. And I don't know, I think that when you watch a lot of, not even watch, I think a lot of builds that I see, at least on the gallery, they're just very like perfect. And even though I do my favorite creators like SimsTube, and even on the Patreon and on the gallery, they're the ones that are over cluttering and putting a story behind every single item. And I strive to do the same thing. I just love when builds have a lot of life in them. So here on the coffee table, I added a little like paper mache clutter, or like crafting clutter. I added puzzles on the table, you know, as if they haven't been put away yet. the little book basket that has, you know, more stuff in it than the alternative, a book that hasn't been, you know, put away yet, and things like that. So I'm thinking that for this single mom, like I said, I think that her two daughters have two dads. I know that I want the mom to be a young adult, so I'm thinking that her teenage daughter was a teen pregnancy, and then, you know, as her teen grew up, she got into a relationship, got pregnant, but obviously that relationship didn't work out either, so she's maybe co-parenting, but I also like the idea that she's parenting them by herself. I just love like a single mom story. I think single parents are just so brave, and I mean, not that they're always given a choice, but I just think it's a very respectable thing that they do. Yeah, so then moving into the kitchen, I was trying to pull this was a little harder because obviously you have to have counter space usable for them to, like, the Sims to actually cook and things, but I wanted it to kind of be like maybe she's thrifted most of the items that she has in her home. So, like, you know, containers for her utensils, the dishes in the sink, the pots, the pans, whatever. So maybe everything's been thrifted, and maybe a lot of it is hand-me-downs or things given to her by her mom or her dad or whatever. So everything's kind of mismatchy. Like, I really like this mug tree on the wall. Also, I guess I should add, this build is full of custom content. Like, while I will say there's a good amount of in-game items used, it's probably like 50-50 in-game and custom content. I think, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. In this area, again, this is like the kitchen and dining rooms. I struggle to like bring the family and like personal element in, because it's like, what do you put on the wall in a dining room besides like fancy art? That wouldn't make sense here. So I just kind of wanted to make it like every little section was just another surface for the kids to be like doing crafts or eating snacks or playing or doing their homework or whatever, because realistically that's how a family house is, you know. It's not like they go to their room and all their stuff is contained in one room, but you get what I mean. In this little corner here, I am trying to make it as if mom has her own little desk area, but it has clearly been maybe overrun by kids stuff. So, you know, their drawings on the wall or their art from school or whatever. Originally, I was thinking that mom works from home, but the more I made this house, the more I feel like she's maybe like a teacher or like a social worker or like a guidance counselor. Like, just the way I decorated the home, I get like cozy, helpful vibes from it. I don't know why. I guess if you are watching this and you have any ideas for the storyline, feel free to share. This house just gives me like the vibes of like a family that, like, you could go to them if you needed something. You know, if you needed a cup of sugar across the street, she would give it to you. So I think I have not made this family yet, but I think I'm gonna make the mom based on a character in a book I'm reading right now. I'm reading, it's a Christmas book, Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. It's pretty new. I think it literally came out this month or last. I got it in my Book of the Month subscription. Book of the Month, if you want to sponsor me, here I am. But yeah, so in that book, the main character, I already forget, Harriet. I love her name, Harriet York. They describe her as having like big, curly, thick hair that she can hardly contain in a ponytail. She owns an antique shop, and she's not a mom or anything, or at least, I don't know, not that I've learned yet. But just like the vibe of that, like she's young, she lives alone, she grew up in like a rich family, and so her parents were super cold, and but she loves Christmas, like despite all of that. And I love the idea that like maybe this woman that has these two kids, like kind of like Lorelai Gilmore vibes, like grew up in a rich home but doesn't accept help or doesn't have help from her family. So maybe like, you know, she thrifts everything, or all of her items are hand-me-downs from like an aunt or something that collected, and so she's given them to her. And so she just tries to do everything on her own. I don't know if any of that makes sense, and I don't think it's cohesive, but like that's just the story I'm getting. And I tend to like make these stories and make the houses and make the Sims, but I never play them out. I don't know, like once I get to the actual gameplay, I just like, for the stories I make, I don't know, like I just don't want to. But I love doing legacy challenges that other people have made. I just like have a hard time playing gameplay without a goal in mind. I don't know if anybody watches MissLollyPop Sims. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I love and adore her. She's the same way, so I feel seen when she mentions that she struggles playing without like a goal in mind. But yeah, I was really proud of this bathroom. I find it hard to decorate bathrooms, and I think this turned out very cute. So now we're moving into the kids' room. You can also see in this build that like I think I had just purchased Adventure Awaits, and I believe I tried to use an Adventure Awaits item in like every room. I really had to restrain myself. Guys, like in the 10 years I've been playing this game since it came out, I've been playing Sims since The Sims 2. I did play The Sims 1, but not like when it first came out. It was like after the fact. And I think Adventure Awaits is probably my favorite pack ever. Not only does it add obviously a lot of freedom and like going on trips and things, but I just love the items. Like in the living room, I didn't mention it, but like there's the new shelf that comes with like board games on it, and like I think there's like coats on the hooks and like stickers and magnets. Like it's just so realistic. Like I love the paper mache activity. I love all the furniture. I love that you can kayak. Like you guys don't understand how much kayaking meant to me as a kid. Like I went to summer camp, which is a whole other reason I love this pack. But I went to summer camp and I got my sailing and kayaking like certification, which I don't really know what that means, but I got it. And it just was so fun, and this pack is very nostalgic for me, and I know it is for a lot of other people. But anyways, I digress. As you can see, I did not use the Adventure Awaits wallpaper, although if this woman has a son, watch me. I made it very pink. I like to imagine that the teenager picked the color of the room, and then like the toddler kind of just like, she didn't really get a choice because obviously she came along a little later, and maybe the mom couldn't afford to like either buy a house that was, you know, big enough for her to have her own room, or couldn't afford to repaint or whatever. In hindsight, I think it would have been fun to make it so the toddler maybe had completely different like color interests. Like maybe she was more of a tomboy or was into different things, and like her area was less feminine, I suppose. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I really like how that room came out, especially with like the clutter on the floor and the divider. I can imagine that the teenager is like constantly getting frustrated with the toddler for her things like moving over to her side of the room. So we are moving into mom's room. Bless you, my dog just sneezed. I'm trying really hard not to take massive breaks in this recording. We're moving into mom's room, and I kind of was like channeling my own style here. Like, okay, so my dog has the sneezies. I'm 29 years old, so I wanted to imagine like if I had two kids, what would my room look like? Like what would my sanctuary look like as in like this would be the only room that's just mine. I realize that's not accurate, but because I imagine her as a young mom or like a young adult in her 20s, like late 20s, maybe early 30s. Like, I guess if she maybe had her daughter when she was 16, then she would be what, like 30, 31? So whatever, I just wanted to imagine that she was still really fun and youthful, but you know, obviously she's a mom, so this room is like where she can have all of her little hobbies, all of her plants that she takes care of, you know, the decor that she likes. I have like a little section of this room where you can see that like her things are just overflowing. I put like some boxes behind that mirror eventually, and that little leaf thing on the table there is actually a cat bed. It's by the creator Aggressive Kitty, so I thought it would be fun to add a cat and watch it like lay there. But yeah, here I just feel like she probably has a lot of things that are important to her, like are show her personality, but when you have two kids, like there's just not room for it, I suppose. I loved adding that little coat rack hanging thing with the purses on it. I just love how this room came out. Like, I genuinely was imagining that as if she had a studio apartment, and she was like, what can I squeeze in my studio apartment? Her bathroom is very similar in that it's going to be extremely like catered to her. This is not like the family bathroom. I mean, I suppose, yes, the family would have to use it because it's the only bathtub, but like this is meant to be very much her bathroom, her little space. This changes very drastically shortly. The walls turn to red, and I think a platform gets added. But yeah, I think that mom just deserves like her own little sanctuary in here, so I wanted to really like go all out. Another little tip, I guess, for like realism, and I don't even know if this is a tip, but something I do is change all of the lines from the pure white to the like off-white or the light brown swatch, or I guess gray in this case, because, you know, blinds don't stay white for very long, especially if you have pets or whatever, so I just think it adds like a touch of realism, and it doesn't look so stark and modern. But as you can see, the bathroom has changed drastically. I can waffle between swatches of wallpaper for like hours, and I would hate for you guys to suffer through that. But yeah, we're gonna move on to screenshots. So leave in the comments any suggestions you have for the storyline, if you'd like to see the Sims for this build, or anything else you want to see from me in the new year. I promise I am jumping right into filming, getting back to the Whimsy Stories challenge and all of those things. Something very exciting has happened since last time I filmed. I have officially my own office. I have a backdrop. Yeah, it's going to be so cute. So I am so excited to film with a camera, and like you guys can see what's behind me. It's going to be great. With that being said, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.